Hello, second grade. I hope you have been doing so well. Today we are diving into two-step word problems. Now, we've seen these before, but not necessarily with two-digit numbers. So put on those thinking caps because we've got some work to do today. Can you think of things that take more than one step? Brushing your teeth. You got to put that toothpaste on before you can brush. What else is something you can do that takes two steps? Washing your hands. Soap. Gotta have the soap before you can wash them, right? What else takes two steps? Oh, you know what? Washing my clothes. I've been doing lots of laundry lately. I gotta wash before I can dry. I want you to keep that in mind as we do these two-step word problems. Think about what we have to do first and then what we have to do next to help us solve these problems. And I have to tell you, friends, don't forget that second step. You wouldn't want to put toothpaste on your toothbrush and then not brush them. You wouldn't want to have sticky soap on your hands and not wash them. You wouldn't want to dry anything that hadn't been washed, right? That would not clean your clothes, would it? So we want to pay close attention to our problems today and not forget any of those really important steps. Let's take a peek at our learning target and get started. I can solve two-step addition and subtraction word problems. Now, friends, there's something important that we heard here. You're right. We might be adding and subtracting with these problems. You never know, and you have to listen very carefully to find out what you're going to do. And I will try my best to encourage you to look carefully back at that word problem to see what our symbol will look like and what our action will be. Let's take a peek at this first problem, and we're going to jump right in and get started. Mr. Gowen's class collected 78 cans for the food drive. Then a student brought in 20 more cans. Later, 41 cans were given away. How many cans are left? Let me read that again, and please feel free to read with me if you'd like to. Mr. Gowen's class collected 78 cans for the food drive. Then a student brought in 20 more. Later, 41 cans were given away. How many cans are left? I'm going to ask you the same questions I ask you all the time, my loves. What do we already know? We already know that they collected 78 cans. Collected means we got them, right? We're holding on to them. Felix had a collection. Mr. Gowen's class has a collection of cans. What else do we already know? A student brought in 20 more cans. What else do we already know? 41 cans were given away. What are we trying to find out? How many cans are left? We want to know if after they collected them and they got some more and they gave some away, how many did they still have? Okay, so my friends, I'm going to ask you, what are you going to do first? So take a minute, look back at this word problem. I'm going to let you get started, and then we'll come back together and share our strategies. Think about, what am I going to do first? Go, go. What are you going to start with? Why are you going to start with 78? Okay, what are you going to do with that 78? Okay, and how are you going to show how you're going to solve that problem? I see you have an equation already started here. What are you doing to help you solve that? And why are you adding your tens together first? What a great strategy. Okay, and then what are you going to do after you add your tens? So what are you going to do after you find that answer? Are you done, or do you have another step to do? All right, show me what you're going to do. Well, I like that number line. A number line can be tricky when we have 2 steps, can't it? So what did you do first? All right. And so did your number get bigger or smaller? Okay. And what are you going to do with that next step? What happens in that next step? So how will you show that they were given away with that model? I love these base 10s. How are you showing your 2 steps with those base 10s? Where's your 78 with that model? Where's the 20? Okay, so what are you going to do next? All right. Coming together, friends. If you're not done and you're at home, please feel free to pause this video. That means hit that button on your thing that has 2 little lines going straight down. If you hit that button once, it will pause me. That means that you can play me back as soon as you are ready to listen to how we're solving this problem. Let's go ahead and get started. What did we do first? Why did we write 78 plus 20? Because there were 78 cans and a student brought in 20 more. Okay, so why did we put that addition sign then? That plus sign? Because 20 more is going to be a bigger number. All right, and how do we go about solving that? Okay, so I saw a friend. How many 10s did you draw? 7 10s, 4, 50, 60, 70, okay? And then 8, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, then what did you do? You added 20 more, okay? And how many did you have all together when you did that? 70, 80, and 90, and 8. And why did you just have 8? Why didn't you have to add any more than that? Because there were no more ones, okay? So you had 78 plus 20 equals 98. I'm seeing some wiggle waggles, different ways of solving that though, right? Okay, and so what did you do next? What was that second step? All right, so you had your 98, and what did you take away? How did you know to take away 41? Because they were given away. So they had them in there. They had 98 and they gave away 41. And how did you use this to help you finish that up? Figure that out. 10, 20, 30, 40, okay? And then crossed off 1, 41. 4 10s and 1 1. And what did you have left? I like how you circle what you had left. You had 5 10s and 7 1s. Did anybody else get that same problem or the same answer? All right, so our step 1 was that we had to add those 20. Step 2 was that we had to take that answer and take away 41 to get our to find out how many cans were left. How many cans were left? 57. Now, some of you did it a little different way. Interesting. Can you talk to me about how you use the number line to help you solve this? All righty. Okay, what did you do first? Started with 78. Okay, why'd you put it in the middle? Okay, so you knew we were going to go up, but we were going to go back a little bit too, so you weren't sure. All right. Oh, okay. Well, whatever you say. What are we going to do first? Add 20. 10, 20. Okay, and when you added 10 to 78, what did you get? 88. And then what did you get? 98. Ah. Okay. Then what did you do? You took away some. How many minutes did you take away? All right, so you took away 20 here and landed on 78. And what else did you do? Ooh, I probably didn't make that little line long enough. Took away 20 more. Okay, well, when you took away 20 more, what did you land on? How did you know it was going to be 58? Because 7 take away 5, or 7 take away 2 equals, let me try that again. 7 take away 2 equals 5, so 7 tens. Take away 2 tens equals 5 tens. Okay, and then what did you do? That was 40, and so then one more, take away one more, lands you on 57. Oof, 2 ways of solving this. Are those the only ways? No, they are not. Now I have a challenging question for you. First of all, what do you notice about what's the same about both of these strategies? They both started by adding 20 first. Okay? What else? They both took away 41. Okay? And they both landed on 57. How are they different? One's using our base 10. One's using a number line. So I have a challenge for you all. If we were going to write this 2-step problem in one equation, what would it look like? If we were going to take this 2-step problem and write it just in one equation, what would it look like? Where would I start? 78. Okay, what did I do first? Plus 20. Then what? Take away 41 equals 57. Now 57 is the big unknown, right? This we had to do first, and then we could do that, and we got 57 as our difference. How many cans are left? Our answer to the 2-step problem. We had to do some adding, and we had to do some subtracting. Let's use what we learned about this one and see if we can use that to help us solve the second problem. There were 23 students in Mr. Haynes' class. 4 of them moved. Then he got 6 new students. How many students are in Mr. Haynes' class now? As always, I'm going to ask you, what do we already know? There were 23 students in Mr. Haynes' class. 4 of them moved. Then he got 6 new students. How many students are in Mr. Haynes' class now? What do we already know? He has 23 students in his class. What else do we know? 4 moved. And then he got 6 new students. What are we trying to find out? How many are in his class now? Ooh, so think about this. What do we know? And what are we going to do first? Go. What are we going to do first? Are you going to do the number line again, or are you going to do a different model? Ooh, what would that look like if you were going to use that model? I see you have equations. What are you doing first with your equations? And then what did you do first? What do you still need to do? Okay. All right. Ooh. When you have your base 10, what are you doing first? Why did you break up one of those 10s? Oh, very good. Interesting. All right, friends, if you're not done already, that's okay. I want us to come together. Be sure to pause me if you need to. No worries. What do we do first? Let's start over here this time. What are we doing first? What's the first part? 23 minus 4. Why are we saying 23 minus 4 as our first step? He had 23 students. 4 moved. Do you agree? Seeing some wiggle waggles? All right. Step 1, 23, take away 4. And how did you show 23 take away 4? Okay. What did you do after you had your 23? Interesting. Why did you break up? Why did you cross off the 10 and draw 10 ones? Because you need to take away 4 ones and you only had 3. Did anybody else do that? Oof, yeah. We're having to regroup that, aren't we? We're having to change that 10 into 10 ones. Same thing, right? We still have 23, 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. But we can't take away 4 ones without breaking that up, can we? So what are you going to do next? 1, 2, 3, 4. And what do you notice when you do that? You have 110. Okay, and then you have, I'll circle that up. Let's see if that's a little bit easier. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ones. All right, so you have 19. And what are you going to do next? Going to add what? Why are you adding? Because he got 6 new. So when he lost his 4, he had 19 students. And now he's getting 6 new smiling faces. And so how are you adding 6 to this model? Okay. All right. And so you have 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So you already knew you had 19. You add 6 more, and you have 25. Who else got 25 as the answer to this problem? Okay. Not everybody did it the same way, though. Somebody else do a number line? Oh, I love seeing a number line with this problem. This is a little tricky, isn't it? Ooh, let's see what that might look like. Where are you starting that 23? Why in the middle again? Not like that. Because you're having to add, subtract, and then add. All right, so I'll just put it right here. If I have to make it a little bit longer, I will here in just a second. All right, what am I doing first? Not 19. What am I doing? Oh, Miss Baker. Silly, silly. What am I going to do first? Why'd you take away 3? Oh, got you to 20. Okay, and then what? Took away 1 more to get you to 19. Ah, I like finding that friendly number. All right, so you're taking away 4. And then what are you going to do? Ah, you have to add 6. All right, so you are going to go and add 4 again, and then 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Oh my goodness, all these jumps. Oh, so when you add 20, or you're 23 and you add another 1, you're going to get 24, and then 1 more is 25. Same challenge I had for you the last time. Seeing that's kind of confusing, isn't it? It really can be. But as long as you know what you're doing and you're just undoing your 4 and then adding 2 more, which is very similar to this one. Had added 20, just took that 20 away and then took away whatever else they needed to take away. So you have to listen carefully to find out if you're going to add or subtract. What would my equation look like if I was going to write one big one to match this problem, or this word problem? Why am I starting at 23? Because he has 23 students in his class. Then what? Take away 4 to represent what? The 4 that moved. Okay, and then what? 6 new faces. And our unknown ends up being what? 25. Very good. So we know that 23, take away 4 is 19. And then 19 and 6 more is 25. You have a couple problems to do for independent practice today to keep practicing this two-step problem. Don't forget, you have to do one step before you can do the second one. And we want to see those steps in your models. Happy solving. We're going to do some more of this tomorrow.